Sorry.
So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first episode of NSF USA TV Roundtable. I'm blessed today to have Babake and Jimmy Ishmael. Babake, as you know, is representing New York, Nigeria United New York. He's been a staple of NSF USA. Traveled all over. Even when we went to Mogadishu, he was there. He traveled everywhere. Our guy Jimmy. Jimmy is the first time with Storm FC Maryland. This was the first time they're coming. So we want a situation where, they tell us their experience, how it was with them in Austin, and let us know how it feels like. And we got to look forward to 2023. So to get the ball rolling, Babake, please introduce yourself real quick.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Nimit, PRO. Thank you, Mr. Jinmi, Ismail. My name is Olukunle Akingbade. I've been involved with All Nigeria tournament, now named NSFUSA. I'll say give or take since about 97.
Wow.
So the tournament is, it has become an annual ritual for me and for a lot of people across the Nigerian community in America. So it is here to stay. I hope it's lasting and enduring as a football tournament. With other activities, bringing Nigerians together. Listen, the story is unending if we start talking about it. But good to be here.
Thank you, Babake. Really appreciate. Jimmy, I see you smiling. You want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, I don't know how I can go after that. Being Babake has been coming here since before I was born. So yeah. But anyways, Jimmy here. I'm one of the team rep for Storm FC from Maryland. Nimi, thanks for giving us this opportunity to open up NSL TV. Obviously, this is our first year coming to the tournament, but this is not my first year coming to the tournament. I came as a player with Super Green. I've been Gaziko. I've been coming with him for a little bit of time, not as much. So I'm still new to the tournament for say. Also still new to obviously bringing a team. So it was good. I think we started Storm FC this was actually, can I give a brief of that now?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Yes, so this was actually last year that few of the management from Storm FC right now from the tournament last year, or 2 years ago now in Atlanta. So we did that and they were at the tournament. And also after they got back from this tournament, they thought it would be a good idea for us to actually create another team from Maryland because we have a lot of players from Maryland. I know we have Super Green, we have Bendel, we have 2 or 3 teams that come from Maryland. And a lot of people really wanted to actually this was a tradition, just like you said, right? But we actually needed to give opportunity for more players to be able to go as there's roster limits and we can have, not all the players can come with the 3 teams or 4 or 2 teams that go from Maryland. So we decided in-house that, okay, why don't we create another team that actually can still go there and actually compete. Bunch of guys that have been playing together that are interested. So we play all year round also in Maryland. So like NSL, Nigeria Soccer League, we play here. Youngblood is one of the team that actually represents the guys that played for Storm FC. So we decided to actually create a group of the team that would be able to come up there and represent Maryland also. That's how Storm FC, it was just a talk from Atlanta. And as soon as the guys got here, we called few guys that we know that, okay, we can actually get this stuff going from all the ground. And we just started that. Before we know, we spoke to the players, everyone, they had their interest. We're like, okay, let's come together as a team and we'll get this thing going. And we could say it was great first year, and we're looking forward to coming to this tournament with Storm FC.
Well, really appreciate their history. You said something, players want to come around. We really appreciate that. That's the spirit of NSF USA. I'm from an independent viewpoint. You guys came the first time. And I know I played you guys in your group, in the same group. I can tell you for a fact you guys were strong. I know you had some non-Nigerians on that team. I know you must have flown them from somewhere else. Let's go to New York. You know, New York. Before we get started, you know, I'm reading the FIFA. You know, Ikechukwu Ezenwa is not eligible. He's not supposed to be in this tournament, but you brought him in. That was I think that was a big game changer. But from your standpoint, leaving New York, what was the expectation coming to NSF USA this tournament in Austin? What was the expectation, Babake? You're mute. You're mute.
You know, coming into the tournament this year, I thought New York had a good chance of winning, because what happened was that locally in Brooklyn, we played in 3 tournaments, and in all the 3 tournaments, we were in the finals. We lost 2 by penalties, 1-1. The 2 we lost by penalties were like in the international tournament, the big money tournament, $15,000. So the one we won was the club tournament, but the international one we lost, which was kind of unfortunate. But New York, over the years, I'd always been able to come up with good teams, except for some few years in between. I would say, let's say from like 2005 up to like 2014 in Virginia, that ended up being played in Maryland. We played in the semifinal in that tournament. Then the other tournament, the next time we picked up again was in LA, 2019. We played in the semifinals. But naturally, from the 90s, from my recollection, we've always played in the finals. It's just that we're like Nigerian Super Eagles of African Cup of Nations. So much finals, just one triumph in Atlanta, and actually, I mean, one triumph in San Francisco in '99. I also played I played in that game.
For real?
Yeah, I played in that game in San Francisco against Los Angeles. That was a good game. And to your point also, the goalkeeper that kept for us in that game was the Liberian national team goalkeeper, although he's a member of our team.
We see what's going on.
Oh my God.
No, but Jimmy, this is the issue. The team itself, Nigeria United, it was formed by I think about 4 guys. Some of them played in the league in Nigeria. Some played for the national team, like Onfred Debo, Shegun Shoyemi, Nosaka Dere is late now. He died about 3 years ago. Then one Dr. Tio Abaku. Those are the core 4 founding members. Then it spread out to other guys. Yeah. But the team at one time could boast of starting 11, 90% ex-international for Nigeria.
Wow.
So that was the foundation of the team. I could tell you from like when I came into the team in the 90s and saw what happened. We don't even play. We college and we don't play. Wow. We'll talk about Michael Akingbade, former Flying Eagles goalkeeper, will be in goal. This is in the Brooklyn League. Yeah. You go to left fullback position. You see a guy who actually coached the team in '99. His name is Tosin Adebambo, coach. Wow. He actually played with Odegbami and them for ISCC. Wow. He was a younger man, but he played. If you remember that game where ISCC lost in 1984, because I remember that game, the Secretarial Cup, we call it the Champions League in Africa now. Yeah. So it was ISCC Zamalek where Ogbayin Fawole played own goal into ISCC nets. He actually played in that game. Then you go to the right back. You have Nosaka Debe himself. He played Concord. That was one of the founding members. He played in Cyprus. He came to America in '89, after I finished playing. Then you have the 2 center defenders. One is Pato Cargo. He played ACB. He was one of the winners of the World Secondary School Games in 1977 or so for one school in Enugu or somewhere in the East, KCC. You have in the midfield, you have Dende Akinlaton, former Green Eagles, former Super Eagles. You have Waidi Akoni, former national team. You have Brendan Lada, prominent player in the league. You have
Babake, sorry to cut you short. All these names you're calling, I'll go back to Joe Ashley to confirm.
yes.
If these players are real, the years you're calling, and I'll go back to Coach
No,
Joe
they
Ashley.
played till the 90s. They played till the
I'm just joking, but
I know.
with everything you're saying, it shows a team with rich history.
Yes, no doubt.
And when you came into the tournament, you had a hindsight that at least you play in the final. You had that hindsight. So let me go to Jimmy. I know when you guys packed your bags, you're coming to Austin.
Yes.
First time, you're getting on the plane, your players don't know what to expect. What is the message to those players coming in? Because there are some players that are like, man, this is just like a Maryland local competition. What is, as the leader, what are you telling them?
Honestly, I would say, I think the expectation that we set up, the tournament exceeded our expectation. The level of the competition exceeded our expectation. So as one of the leaders for Storm FC, being that we've been, and few guys also, they're as part of the management, right? They come to this tournament every year. I think we told them that it's going to be a good competition. The level of competition will be good, but really not as high as the tournament was. Because I would say that, which was a good thing. Yeah. We were ready to face, literally, we're ready for high challenge and all that, right? But at the same time, what we met in Austin really wasn't what we expected, right? In terms of the competition. So we have called guys. We have some young guys. We have some older guys on it. So it's a balance of both. We have guys that are really experienced and guys that are still coming up and all that. So I think they know that they're coming for a challenge, which they were ready for it, and they really proved that they were. But overall, the expectation, the tournament exceeded the expectation in terms of the quality, I must say.
So the quality exceeded the expectation. I know your first game was you played Stress FC. 3 points. So that was 3 points FC. They, as the name says, theoretically they will give you 3 points.
Yeah, right? Yeah. No shade to 3 Point FC. I think
stress free.
Yeah.
With all due respect, Kid is my man.
Yeah.
We all knew. I bet after the first game, they felt that this competition will easy you.
Yeah. I must say that.
At the second game, you played against my team. I don't know if you remember Invisible Eagles.
I remember. I have a question for you.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
Okay.
Ask me. I think I know where you're going.
I have 2 questions for you. So, you said, right? After the first game, 3 Point FC, they lived up to their name, which was great. 3 Point was good. It was good. So they did live up to their name. So, playing you guys, right?
Yeah.
I think my first question for you, I know you have 2 teams, Invisible 1 and 2. The team that played us, I know it was a very good game. That was not your second team. That's the Invisibles 1, not Invisibles 2. That's my first question. That's my first question.
No. To answer that question, Invisible Eagles 2 is our youth team. Right? The team you played is the youths. Invisible Eagles 1.
So 2 is better than 1.
I wouldn't say 2 is better than 1. I wouldn't say that. They're on the same level.
Because me, I watch your Invisible 1 play, and the 2 that played us. So it's not. But those 2 Spanish boys that you had in the middle, where did you loan those boys from?
No, it's not loan. They came from our academy. We have been grooming these boys.
Yeah, I've been grooming those boys. No. When we played you guys, right, it was actually a very good game. Yeah. It was a very good game until the controversial call of the red card at PK. That was very controversial. What would you say about that?
Well, I think, first of all, the officiating, I would not sit down here and say officiating was 100%, right? But what I can tell you is the officiating was better than, from my own personal standpoint, better than if you had come with Atlanta, when we went to Atlanta. But, refs will make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you something. If it goes against me, honestly, I will be mad.
But
for me, I'll be happy because I want to win, right?
of course, of course.
So
So
I did, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so no, go after you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's about it though. But I saw you were the captain, but I think yeah, you got into some a
Yeah,
little
yeah, yeah. You did. It was the heat of the moment. You know, we
yeah,
did, and
yeah.
afterwards we came back and.
He promised to call Ogun for me.
Oh man, yeah, yeah, yeah. The heat of the moment. But after
The
that,
moment,
we shake hand and we, it's all love.
it's
And
all
and,
love.
and like the expectation, like you said, and we went to our third game. So
Yeah,
funny, the third game when we played Eastern Green, I think
yeah.
you even commented the game we played Eastern Green. I think we tied. It was like 1-1 or 0-0. We
0-0.
tied the Eastern Green. So that was a very good game too. Like so, after playing you guys, right? Then
Yeah.
coming from 3 Point FC, then you guys, then the game was it was like, okay, this is actually very good. It was a good, like the level started picking up. It picked up like, it's like we went from
Zero.
yeah, 0 to, you know where I'm going. So then it picked up very well. Then we went to Eastern Green. So at that point, right, when we played Eastern Green, we knew that, okay, we needed to get a win or tie. We were still going to like qualify based on how everything was. So even with Houston Green, me knowing Houston Green, I know, like I told you before, I used to live in Houston. I know a lot of the guys that play for Houston Green, same time as Colin. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a good game. So we still came up there. We played. So it was still good. It was a good game. So that competition level was still high. So we kept on. So that's why I said the expectation was good. But previous tournament, I think we've had like been to some of this tournament that is like the level wasn't there. We played maybe like 2 games out of the group stage. It wasn't that competitive. But if you play 3 games and 2 of it was like really good, and not the way to went to like we went to round of 16. So our round of 16, we played a decent team.
Just hold on. I'll come
Yeah.
to that. Let me switch to Babake. Babake, so you in your group stage, you were drawn against the overly talking Guardiola and Gamtech. We all knew they were going to get out by round of 16. We all predicted that, and they went out round of 16 as predicted. But you got out of that group stage. Everybody was expecting that you were going to play DGE, Dallas Golden Eagles Select, the second team. And surprisingly, we're expecting Dallas Eagles to turn behind for you to smack them, and it went to a penalty kick. So can you walk us through that round of where your players too overly complacent or what happened? Or Dallas was just good?
From my experience in this tournament, having a core group of players that are good is not good enough for the all-Nigerian tournament, for the NSFUSA tournament. Because what happened was that before you know it, you could be in trouble, even good players, because it's usually 20, at the preliminary stage, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. If somebody call you and they close shop, the game is over.
Yes.
So you have to know the way to play the tournament, even though if you're good ballers. So I think with that second round of 16 game, usually different football games have different complexion, different kind of opposition, different makeup of a game. Yeah. So you go into the game thinking, we should be able to handle these boys, and before you know it, just like somebody will always say, every man get pride when they put on jersey. Once the men put on jersey, you'll be surprised the kind of headache a team will just post to you. You can't even find what's going on. Where's all this agony coming from?
I know.
With all Nigeria, NSFUSA, that's a new name. I always call it all Nigeria. What happened is that when you're playing, from my experience, and so far, do you know I played this tournament? Some years I missed, like 5 years I didn't show up because I was busy doing some stuff. But the ones that I put on jersey in the field, let's say 99, 2003 in the jersey here, 2004. I played 3 finals, 1-1.
Wow.
That tells you about New York quality. I'm telling you, I'm not boasting about it.
Yeah,
it's not about me. It's about guys that have played soccer for Nigeria. Yeah. Man, it was good standard. You can't play on that team if you're not good.
Yes.
Then, as a matter of fact, we had a coach at one time, old man. The man was a captain of old Green Eagles in the 60s. Baba Azinge.
Wow.
It's late now. His son actually played for the team. His son like attended college with me.
Yeah.
So when you come in, a team will just surprise you if you're not careful.
Mm.
And from my experience, and this is very open. If handlers of teams are paying attention, this tournament, for you to be successful in this tournament, you need numbers.
You need depth.
It's a tournament of before it used to be 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, packed up with about 7 games. When you come back for like a week, your body is still sore all over.
Yes.
Now it's even good that we have it on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Still not a joke. So you need numbers. You need depth to be able to, rest players, rotate your team, move your team around. If not, a good team will come out. You get to the final, and there are so many finals New York got to. We didn't have the leg to play in the final.
We're done.
Yeah, done. I can remember 97 in Chicago or so. 98 in 98 was in Chicago. 97 I forgot, maybe Maryland or so. All those tournaments is just for lack of personnel. There was a time in Detroit 2000. Odion, the guy that played for Insurance.
Yeah.
Odion, he was pairing with a guy with another guy, Mr. Shola, 5 and 6. Do you know when they got to the final in Detroit? Both center defenders could not play the game because they cramp up.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That shows.
So you need numbers.
You need numbers. You need depth, and you need squad management. That's where the coaches, of NSFU. I saw the standard increase too. The coaches. I even have video of New York. I saw your coaches taking them on drills. Your action coach. I don't know his name, but the action coach is all business. The next
Coach
one,
Ake,
you need to wear a suit coming for next year. I'll try to get him a suit. So let's go to Jinmi. Jinmi, on your round of 16, you got paired with Austin United, right? You went to that game quickly in 1 minute, 1 minute and a half. Walk us through, after going through all the group stages, you get paired with Austin. Austin United just won their group, and you paired with them. You finished third, and you're going against number 1. What was the feeling like? What was that team talk to your boy?
So going into that round of 16, we knew we were in for a battle, 100%, because knowing that we finished third in that group and Austin United coming number 1, immediately forced in talking to the boys there. And there's something called home advantage in soccer too, right? Football, we call it home advantage. We know, 1, we're playing against this team, this is their home. And 2, we're playing against them, they're number 1. So coming there, we know that, we have everything, it's man or man, we have to be ready for them. So knowing that we have that mentality of the boys were like, they're ready to do everything for us to win. Going into the game was balanced. Quality was good. Austin United, they have 2 guys in the middle. I thought that were pretty good. They were physical, they were aggressive. So they came at us hard. They came at us ready to play. So we were ready for them too. So the game was going, man, I think we finished, was it 2-0 or something? I can't remember, but
yeah, it was 2-0.
It was 2-0, right, that we won. So we just knew we were to, and knowing that those 2 games that we played in the previous round really helped us to actually be ready for this round of 16. So our boys played really extremely well, from the goalkeeper to the to defense to up. So that really actually built up, because we played well as a team. That really showed. I think that was one of our best games in there. Even that, I think that's one of our best games that tournament actually. So we played very well. The guys were ready. They gave it all, honestly. But Austin United, good team, but it was still West Indian.
So you take that game over the stress-free game, the one you went straight at all?
Oh man, that game was like, absolutely.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. The game we played, our first game was just like an opening. Guys were maybe, it was good. I think whoever did that setup again for next year, it's okay, do it again. Guys probably come out of the plane. And
our next episode, I'll need to bring stress-free on. They have to come defend themselves.
Yeah. They had to, I remember stress-free scene. I think it was funny. Then we were warming up as they were walking in. And they saw our guys warming up. They're like, these guys are here for business. So they meant business. We were warming up an hour before game. Like we saw the dev. I was like, these guys are. We said yes. So,
Okay, man. Babake, real quick, I'm not gonna go to your round of 8, your quarterfinal, because you beat my team in the quarterfinals, the penalty shootout. You beat us. We're still mad. Our appeal is still with FIFA, with FIFA.com. We are still appealing.
Oh, yeah?
Ikechi in that quarterfinals. But let's go to the semifinals. That was a grudge match
Oh, Lord.
against Maryland. That was, if you know Kunta Kinte, those wars they used to fight there, was jam, heat,
Listen,
kill. It was pressing of people's neck. You see people squeezing. So walk us through that physical. It was like a derby. I didn't understand. It was like a big derby. So, quickly tell us about that game.
Jimmy will be very familiar with some of the things I'll say. The Super Green team, a bunch of mostly African players, Sierra Leoneans, Liberians, and all those places, right? I don't know if they have too much Nigerians on them. The Zico team. I think it's always been a rivalry between New York team and Maryland team. Remember, it used to be stores. They used to go back and forth with us in the 90s. When Super Green came on to the same thing. As a matter of fact, Super Green stopped us in LA 2019. They beat us 2-0 in the semifinals. So what happened coming into this? I'll tell you something about personnel now. And I told Zico after the game. And that was why I took a bet on the game before the game started. I knew they were a good team. But when I was speaking to Zico before the tournament, even before we traveled, he said, I'm just going to manage to come with some players, 18. So I'm saying to myself, 18, that's a disadvantage, even though you're good. I know the legs will be tired. So I banked on that factor so much. It's like a gospel. I believe so much that that's a factor in the game. We had 26. They had 18. They must have used up all those legs by the time they got to semifinals. You mute?
Yeah, so they played against Storm FC in the quarterfinal game.
Yeah.
I'm going to call the Storm, but I know that would have taken a lot of energy from them before they played you guys. Because I know when you guys scored your second goal, it was as if the whole empty net.
From the halfway line.
On the halfway line. So you were.
Because Joel had gone to try his luck with the head at the goalkeeper.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
If I must add to this, New York, watching that game, that was New York did a lot good game management. Because I was on the sideline close to this thing. New York wasted time.
Oh my God.
New York wasted time.
As a matter of fact, sorry to cut you, so you go on. I say next tournament we'll bring stretcher. Once you will carry our leg, roll you out. Because the way they were falling.
Oh
right?
My God, New York wasted time.
Maryland guys, they were hitting hard. They were not showing.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true.
I remember someone on the sideline making this comment. If that was Zico winning, Zico will be wasting time too. So let's waste as much time as we can waste. I remember that. I was just laughing. That was a good. It was a good game.
I missed us though. I missed us this time.
No, but hopefully
I missed us and Uchistin, Delta, Bendel.
Yeah.
No, Bendel. Hopefully they'll be back next year. I'm sure. Bendel went through some things in our DMV tournaments this year, so maybe that's why they didn't really come this year. But Bendel will be back. I think very good team too. Extremely good team.
So Babake, you go to the final. Out of your 3 knockout games, 2 have gone to penalty shootouts, which you've won. You go into the final. You watch. I know you must have seen or heard about Calling FC. Kinetic mouth, need to relax. It's always going 100 meter watts per second. So you're going into the finals. What is the mindset? Do you guys think you're winning this? Or you think, let's just contain and take this to penalty kick?
No, you can't rely on penalty kick. It could be anybody's game. But my first issue after getting to the final is about the history, is about psychology first. To say, can we get over the hump of losing in the finals? Not just about this past season in New York, about NSFUSA tournament per se, because we've lost almost, I think, about 9 or 10 finals.
Wow.
So only won one. So you have that trend, and there's a way a trend stick to you.
Yeah.
So what happened is that I was thinking, oh Lord, can these guys be really hungry enough to, get over this thing, anyhow.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really involved in like the sideline activities. I always stay, away. If I see anything, I'll just walk to the sideline and, make my observation known and leave. So what happened was that when I saw the timing going on, initially, Colin FC, I didn't really know much about them until when I got to Easton and the progression. I started hearing about a team called Colin FC. Now, there was a time in the first half, I saw this player called Bazwaye.
Daddy Bazwaye, yeah.
Yeah, he made a move on a guy. He took a very strong, very powerful shot. I'm like, wow. Then the rebound came again. He went again.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
The goalkeeper was good. So I'm saying to myself, they said this guy played Flying Eagles, he played in the Nigerian League. I've seen his face, I think in LA. You just see somebody you didn't really pay attention to.
Yeah, to them.
So, but when I saw that action, I'm like, oh, this guy got something in the tank left. So I'm looking at him that is kind of like on the heavy side. But what I noticed with him is that when he has the ball at his feet, it's very difficult to get the ball off him. He's strong with the ball, body to body.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow. So that's why Babashege is a New York boy. He lives in LA now. He always tell you that, let me tell you something. When you see any country, any man that has been chosen, man or woman that has been chosen to play soccer for his country, regardless of which country it is, as long as it's a FIFA registered, FIFA member country, that person has something special about them in that game.
Yes. He as a matter of fact, he played with Mikel 2005, the Nigeria team, that under 20 team that won.
It was in that tournament.
Oh yeah, go watch it. He was part of Mikel's set.
Wow.
That played against Messi in the final.
Yeah, I remember the 2-1 final.
The 2-1 final, yes. He was part of that team.
Wow. Okay. Now you're talking. So when I saw, you see when that happened?
Yeah.
I thought we were going to win the game in regulation because I thought we played better on the balance of things.
Yeah.
But what happened was that the adjustment was made late. You see the guy that was playing Colin, I think he's a Spanish kid, that was playing Colin left full back.
Left back, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should have exploited him a lot, even though he's a good player. But you are just as good as the pass that will come over your head, or the pass that will come behind you, and the guy who's going to get at the receiving end is a good player. I mean, you can be good, but how many grounds can you cover? Victor was there. Victor could have easily been the MVP of the tournament too. The left foot, skinny youth, damn good.
The left back?
No, our own right midfielder.
Oh, right midfielder. Yeah.
The left footer.
Yeah.
So if you had concentrated more on putting the ball behind that kid and letting Victor go against him, I think if we had done that much in the second half, a lot, not towards the end of the game, I think we would have come up with something, because we did it maybe say 10 minutes towards the end of the game. Concentration was now paid to that part of the Colin defense, putting the ball behind him, let Victor go on him one-on-one. I think it wasn't done. It wasn't adequately done, because that could have been the way for us. But I found out later on, they had some quality players in that team that I didn't even know much about. I mean, my fault. This Rashid, I didn't really pay much attention.
Yeah, Rashid. They had Rashid. They had so many players, man, that we played with them in Houston, and they came stacked, if I could put that. They came prepared. Kinetic boosted his chest that he was going to win and they won. You know, you got to give it.
Wow.
You got to give it to them.
That's a good preparation.
I think the next phase now, the last questions we're coming off to time will be next year, Jimmy. What are we expecting? You've heard what the history of New York. You've seen Invisible Eagles, our academy, Mexican academy player.
Mexican Academy.
You've seen you've seen Colin FC, how Kinetic came out with the players that he brought in.
Yep.
You're not gonna be. I know Stress FC are gonna watch this and they are gonna go recruit too. So
Yep, absolutely.
who knows? They may be going to Canada to go bring more players to come. So, but now, what is your plan for 2023? What are you doing?
Oh, absolutely. Knowing that next year tournament, it won't be lesser than what it was last year. Given I just want to actually give the planning committee that did the Austin tournament a kudos. They did a very good job. They did a great job because I know it's not easy to plan things like that. Anything, especially with Africans, I know it could be a little bit difficult. But so kudos to them. They did a very good job. And I know the next tournament, I know will be better than the previous tournament.
Yeah.
Tournament-wise, in officiating, in like field, and also in quality of the team. I must say that Storm FC will be more than prepared coming to this tournament, the next year tournament. What we're doing what we'll be doing, we haven't started. It's in work. We need more time. We have to play together a lot more than we did coming to the tournament. A lot of the guys played together, but not the whole team. We had some missing pieces that we should have done on our end and all that. Obviously, like I said, right, not knowing that the level of the tournament would be like that. So we could have done a lot more preparation, playing together here before the tournament, practice together, doing all that. So we have that in plan. Obviously, well, let me just say, hopefully, word on the street is the tournament will be coming to New York. New York is our neighbor. So New York is 3 hours, 4 hours away. So you know how you guys
low budget.
So you know how you guys in Texas are able to pack 30 to Texas. But keep that limit to 32. Some players we couldn't fly to Texas. They'll be driving to you. they'll be driving to New York. So God willing, you know, keep us till then. If New York actually hosts the next year tournament, it will be a plus for us because we're able to actually get. Besides that, wherever the tournament is, we will be coming stronger next year. We went to the quarterfinal. We lost to our brother team Zico. Which I mean, I think it was like a lot of like coaching to coaching, and they did a better job in terms of that. I think quality was good. I think it was just few pieces that we did and preparation before the game too, right? We weren't extremely prepared, knowing that we just Coach Zico just lost to our team, most of the guys in the final a week before coming to that tournament. Wow. in NSL tournament, yeah. So the team we actually won it, young bro. So knowing that, I knew he wasn't going to lose twice. It wasn't Kojiko wouldn't afford to lose twice. So it really, I think they did a great job in like taming Storm FC down in that aspect. So, but next year, coaching wise, we will get better at that. Guys that will be bringing preparation. We will start preparing not 2 months before the tournament. Trust me, we prepare way advanced. We play together as a team. So whatever we have to do to get better, definitely you'll be seeing Storm FC pass quarterfinal this next year. Definitely.
Wow! Look at that.
Yeah.
You know,
Storm FC.
I seriously don't want you to start making mouth like Guardiola. You got
to. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You got to know your level.
How about the moderator of this event?
No.
No.
I'm out of few words.
You know the funny thing, going to this tournament, right? Yeah. Guardiola's team, it was one of that team that I actually told our boys about that. I told them, I was like, the way, you know, I was new to the firm and all this stuff. I didn't really talk much and all that, but the way I saw Guardiola talking, I'm like, man, my brother is bringing guys from everywhere. I was like, this is the team to beat, I must say. But when I heard they didn't go past group stage or round of 16, I was disappointed.
I need to bring Guardiola to the panel to explain why he delayed his round of 16 match for 2 hours against Eastern.
Really?
No, that would be another panel of inquiry we'll set up to find out. But Babake, quickly, we're out of time. What are we expecting from New York, having gone to the finals in your world over 10 times and won only one? That has to be worse than the Super Eagles and any other team in the world. So what are we expecting for 2023?
Just keep on going at it. The secret to it for me in New York, because you know I'm not somebody is not managing me to play now. I'm managing people to play now. The thing for me is that is a momentum. Jinmi will be able to speak to this also. Your local tournament, if you have a good season locally, it will transform when you go to all Nigeria. Because that means you have a core of players who have been playing together for like 2-3 months.
Correct.
And if they win the local tournament, like say win the NSL in Maryland, once you win the NSL, you come in with so much confidence to all Nigeria. Or if you do well in your local tournament, trust me, that's the linchpin to you going to all Nigeria to do wonders. So you know the team is in tip-top shape, ready to go.
Yes.
So next year we'll go again. Optimism is way high up. New York should do well again next year once we assemble.
You see, it's a political answer. You didn't answer. I actually have. You say you will do well. To do well means coming second again, Abi.
To do well means not putting down a marker like Jinmi did, put down a marker like this. No. I know I belong in the final four. Then in the final four, we take it up from
there you go. That's the answer Jinmi was waiting for.
That's
like I said.
So Jinmi, you're saying if I heard you right, you're gonna win. You're coming to win.
No, well, let me put it this way. If you come in with a good team to any tournament, you can't set your expectation low. Your expectation is high, which is number one, first place. Our goal for us is obviously to win it all, right? But coming here as our first year, quarterfinal, we knowing what we know now, knowing the level of competition, knowing the preparation that we have going to next year, if we do everything that we've had our end of the year, media, all those stuff, knowing that all the plan we have to put in place, we're going more than quarterfinal next year. God's willing, we're going to win it all.
Let me tell you something. You better hope and pray. Based on precedent, El Paso won in 1 year. You see what El Paso Desert Eagles are doing right now.
It's Colin you should be talking to.
Home advantage.
Home advantage. Okay, Atlanta won last year.
Home advantage.
And this year, even when they told them they qualified to the next round, you could see jubilation.
It was a
man. But
okay, guys, thank you very much for sparing your time coming out, having this forum to discuss your team. Jinmi, looking forward to see Storm FC. Hopefully not past the round of 8. We'll keep you there. New York, thank you, Babake, for coming. And next year, I know the trophy is gonna stay in the city with that starts with T and ends in S. So we're gonna keep the trophy there.
We're gonna keep it there. Babake, before we go, I have this thing for you, knowing that if you don't mind, how I think I spoke. Okay.
Yeah, so guys, take care, stay well, and hopefully talk to you guys again. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you so much, my Ibu PR. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Good job.